That would be you're wondering, why are there two songs playing at the same time? That's because we're comparing them. It is part 3 of the subscriber 50th special. I am again with Bob.
Tis again.
Tis again. And now comes the hardest part of this three-parter. Having to decide between Abyss and Symphonia. We will go through each subject and give it a point, and then whatever wins. We haven't really thought this through. So, and we'll give a little insights on each one as to why we picked it. I didn't really pay attention to the clock, so yeah. First, story. Which one do you enjoy more and why?
I'm starting.
Yes, you are.
Okay, I liked Abyss's story more, I admit. Because Abyss's story is more mature than Symphonia's, I believe, and it is... it's really hard to explain because they're both told magnificently, I believe, but I don't know. There's just something about Abyss's plot that just makes me want to replay it, like right now.
Yes. Going off on him, I agree on Abyss being a better storyline. It is more mature because while Symphonia you have a bunch of, those private actions are always, most of them are funny. Most of them are, cheerful. And with Abyss, some of them are depressing. I mean, me personally, that was one of the most depressing moments in Abyss that I have seen in any Tales game. Rob knows what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
And all I will involve is it involves a little kid dying in front of you. It zooms in on the child as he's crying for his mom.
Well, we can kind of say,
yeah.
But the little kid is just, he's floating on a raft somewhere, and he's like, help me. Your party wants to save the small child, but guess what? There is no way to save them. So guess what they do? They stare at the little child while he drowns and dies in the...
miasma.
Well, I didn't want to say that, but I was going to say place.
Well,
Water
I'm not saying
that
it
works
is.
Too.
There's miasma everywhere. I don't know
Well, yeah, that's true. So, there you go. Spoiler alert, by the way. Haha,
yeah.
Too late.
I just didn't think you knew how to say miasma, so I'm like, I'll say it for you. But yes, we both give storyline to Abyss. It just feels a lot more darker, and at the same time, RPGs do have to. It's nice to have a dark storyline, but it still has that symphonic chill to it when needed.
Yes.
Now on to music. Bob?
Music, I would Symphonia, of course, because Symphonia's soundtrack is so amazing. Most of it's remixes from the older games, but they're just done so well in Symphonia, and from then on, like, you'll hear little themes here and there from the later Tales games that's from Symphonia. It's just awesome, Abyss has some really good themes, but Symphonia as an overall soundtrack, everything's good in my opinion, except for a few towns, but most of the towns are even extremely enjoyable and memorable. Whereas in Abyss, I cannot even remember what Dot's soundtrack was. So,
I know this is gonna sound really boring since we don't disagree or anything, but I agree except for one point. I do believe that the final boss music and the opening theme
that is given
is
to
better
Abyss.
in Abyss than it is in Symphonia. But overall, you can have your. There's been times where I'm humming the town music while I'm in it, and like I won't know this until Bob laughs, and I'm like, oh crap. But if we were going by opening instead of overall, Abyss would get this point. So I'll give up.
Abyss's opening is probably the best opening of any Tales game I've witnessed so far.
Yes. And we will come back to the opening in a second, but overall, I give my point to Symphonia as well. Now, since we are going off of music, I just say better opening / A and B sequences, I guess.
That was given to Abyss. I'm just gonna mark 2 points for both of us. Okay.
Abyss, that theme song, with Symphonia, when you see the opening, you're like, this is gonna be fun, but when you could be like, I don't feel like playing Abyss, and then you'll be like, oh, I'll just play for a few minutes, and that few
That's a
minutes
true story, actually.
that few minutes would turn into hours because of that theme song. Like, I remember the first time I played Abyss. I was just like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Then that theme song kicked in, and you all pumped for the rest of the time you're playing.
That's not to say Symphonious is really bad, because
It's not.
every single time I see Symphonious opening, I get chills down my spine, and it makes me really want to play the game. I love Symphonious opening. I love the music to it as well.
Yes.
But compared to Abyss, I would have to give it to Abyss still. So
Yes. And now on to, I don't really know if we can go graphical, but let's just say alt style.
the art style, I actually. You go first.
I I
This
would
is gonna
give
be hard.
I would personally myself give it to Symphonia. I don't know why, but I've always liked the CG style, the comic book kind of feel of the characters and how they look, and the real, at the same time, realistic backdrops that are in. Like, you could have, Lloyd fighting in the town, and it's like a realistic background, and yet it just flows, I think, better in there. I mean, not to say Abyss is bad. I mean, I enjoy Abyss as well, but I just like the look and style of the characters and its graphical enhancements in Abyss. I mean, Symphonia more. So my
See,
point
the
goes to
thing.
Symphonia.
Okay, I'll give you a point for it. Okay. See, oh, wrong point. Okay, so I. It's hard. I'm not saying Symphonia's graphical style is atrocious, because I love it. I love it. I love any type of different art style that breaks the mold of everything. Which it's not really breaking the mold, but it's really good in my opinion. And Abyss is more detailed, but it's kind of the same. Not really art style, but like the style of the game itself is pretty much the
I
same.
think we have like 5 minutes left.
But
Awful. Continue.
I like the character models in Abyss, but Symphonia's character models are also. I'd give it to Symphonia. What am I thinking?
Okay, so I'm assuming we're all tied up when it comes to
Actually,
scores.
we are tied up. So
Let's go into, I suppose, characters and villains. Who did you like more? Lloyd and Rain and Genus, or did you like till
do you even
they
need to
died?
ask me?
Okay.
Symphonia just got marked for Rob.
Okay, then what about villains? Because you have to take into account villains as well. And I believe that Abyss had a ton. Okay, let's just put villains in their own category. Abyss gets villains for me, and but Symphonia gets its characters. But
Well, then guess what? We just got tied again because I agreed.
because I
This is a
do,
really bad review because we agree on everything.
well, it's not that we disagree. It's not like it's bad. It's just we're comparing. We both have the same taste, I suppose. I just
I
really
so.
enjoy the characters a lot more in Abyss. I mean, the villains, because in Symphonia they're like bland and boring. I don't know what else we can go over against. I suppose the vehicle transportation, which
Vehicle transportation.
I would have to give to probably I don't know. You go first.
I'd give it to Symphonia personally because in Abyss it feels clunky and just, I mean the vehicles in Abyss is cooler, they're more awesome, they're more realistic, they're more useful. But in Symphonia, it just, I don't know, it handles and flows better to me.
I probably, I don't know, I want to say I agree, but at the same time, I like the alveol.
Yeah, the LBR is pretty pimp. So I'm guessing that point goes to you on Abyss.
No, I probably have to say, I like the design of the reorgs in Symphonia, so I'd probably say Symphonia. For the main fact that they actually had the awesomeness to put all 4 characters on the screen.
Oh yeah, that too.
That
People
goes to it.
find quite awkward, but I didn't find awkward. I believe we have 1 minute left, so
I guess,
maybe we should wrap it up.
yeah, I guess both me and Bob say Symphonia is the better game.
That is correct, because Abyss has 3 points for Robin, Brandon, And Symphonia has 4 for Rob and Brandon.
Yes. So, Symphonia is overall the better game, but there are all things in each game that complement each other. So, if I were you, I would pick both of them up. They are hands down $50 worldly, but you can find Abyss for 30 and Symphonia for about 25. If you don't pick them up, they are some of the best games I've played. So.
Symphonia is my all-time favorite, and Abyss made me think very hard about that decision, let me tell you. But anyways.
Just to say it's very close between the two.
Guess you should end it, because I think we have a few seconds left. So, bye everybody.
Bye everyone. I'll probably make a new video just off of my thank you speech. See ya.